Yashloka Panchakamidam.
Yashloka Panchamidam.
Yashloka Panchakamidam. Panchakamidam. Okay. Yashloka Panchakamidam.
Yashloka Panchakamidam.
Pathate Manushyah.
Pathate Manushyah.
Sanchintayatyanudinam.
Sanchinyatyanudinam.
Sanchintayatyanudinam.
Sanchintayatyanudinam.
Sthiratamupetya.
Sthiratamupetya.
Tasyashu samsriti davanala tivra ghoratapah.
Tasyashu samstutidvana lati vradhora tapaha.
Samsriti davanala tivra ghoratapah.
Samsruti davanala tivra ghoratapah.
Prashantim upayati.
Prashanti mupayati.
Chiti prasadat.
Chitti prasadat.
Okay, so always the closing, the Palashruti will be in the different, it won't go with the meter of the text. It is very, very obvious here. Okay, so Yaha Manushyaha, the one who idam shloka panchakam, this set of 5 verses, right? This set of 5 verses, where is that? Pathate, Anudinam, the one who studies the set of 5 verses every day. Anudinam is daily. And Sthiratam upetya means gaining a steadiness of the mind. Right now mind is all over the place. To bring the mind steady towards one focused goal is really the penance, because we always justify our distractions. Oh, I have so much to do, that's why I am not able to do. I have so much to do, that's why. This is called justification. When this is most important, other things become less important. And so priority, moves up in life. You know that story of Swamiji, sitting in London airport, and then there is this big board, London airport, have you seen? Huge board, very big board. You're waiting for your flight, And where is your flight? It takes 5 minutes to find the flight on this board. And then finally you find, oh my God, this flight of mine is the second last. No, it's right at the bottom. And it has to cross all these flights. This means there are like 30 flights which I have to take off before my flight will go. And this guy looking at that board itself is dejected. He's just sitting there. And suddenly, after 15 minutes, he looks again. Every few minutes, each of these flights rolls, it rolls. And your flight, which was bottom, has come up. And it has come up, it's not bad, looks a little better. There are others below me. I am I'm up there. And another 15 minutes, again it has come up. And then watching, this guy falls asleep. And suddenly opens his eyes and the boarding is on, the green light is flashing and hey, my time has come, it's time for me to go. This is called prioritizing Vedanta in one's life, Because right now Vedanta is every Sunday morning, 10 to 11. It's 1 hour in 7 days. Vedanta, poor Vedanta is sitting in the bottommost. The priorities have to shift for it to move up and move up and move up. And reshuffle, this reshuffling, that whole board, if you watch, is very interesting. It's always reshuffling. You get that noise also. It's reshuffling. It's all the time about reshuffling priorities. Until we make this my top priority, it will always get camouflaged or submerged with other priorities. And so, if I really, really want something, then I must know how I can go for it, what I need to let go. And so he says, Prati Dinam. To learn to read this every day means what? It's a reminder every day, that this is my priority. I have to shift, reshuffle, reorganize so that what is most important to me really comes as the topmost priority, which I don't compromise. So daily reflecting, right? Anudinam sthiratam upetya. So gaining the steadiness, of the mind, and he says sanchintayati. So he reflects over the meaning. When the mind is stable, you'll constantly think, like your responses, your choices, what the teachings say, what, if God were here in my heart, how would he respond? These kinds of constantly working with this on a daily basis, reflecting, you collect these thoughts more and more, go over the meaning again and again to assimilate. When you do that, tasya, for that person, yaha pathate, the one who studies every day like this, tasya, for that person, ashu, soon, what will happen? Soon chiti prasadat, by the grace of the self-knowledge. Knowledge is there, but the grace has to come. By the grace of the self-knowledge, by the grace of the Atma, by the grace of that higher soul, divine soul, what happens? Tasya samsriti davanala tivra ghora tapaha prashanti upayati. For that person, because of the grace, imagine if you are in a forest fire, what will happen? You will be burning. You can't breathe, you can't see, your skin is just burning, scorching. And so every sense organ is in affliction, in pain, no? This is called samsara. This is called daily life of samsara. So he says, samsriti davanala. Anala is Agni, fire. Dava refers to the forest fire. So, tivra ghora tapaha, the intense, tivra, intense, ghora, terrible, tapa, affliction. Intense, terrible affliction. Either it is adhyatmika tapa, or adi bhautika tapa, or adi daivika tapa. Every moment of my life, I deal with challenges and obstacles, either from my own body, mind-sense complex, or from my neighborhood, or from the elements. Either I am having a stomachache, headache, my mind is depressed today morning because of the clouds, for whatever reason, or my neighbor is giving a hard time, or there is tornado in my town. Right? Whole life is full of these three types of ghora tapa. And he says, so prashantim upayati. This kind of unrest and affliction, afflictions that lead to unrest, always unrest, that goes to calmness, that calms down. In other words, the problem of samsara is resolved. Prashantim upayati. How did that happen? By the grace of that same soul. That grace begins to manifest more and more for this person. So that we say, so in that Apyayantu Mamangani, that prayer of the Upanishad, we have been seeing Bhashyam, and it says that, may I never reject the infinite. May I never reject this self-knowledge. Number 2, may this self-knowledge not reject me. May that knowledge bless me, give me that grace, that breakthrough, where its presence becomes my protection. That knowledge itself begins to express in my life. That's the idea. When that happens, the afflictions, threefold affliction, which is a terrible, intense, tivra ghora tapaha, the intense, terrible, threefold afflictions go to quietude, and the person gains peace. And so this is the journey of a sadhaka, and so beautifully here Adi Sankara, what we say Sopana Panchakam, the flight of steps, starting from, we saw, in the spiritual journey, the teachings gave us a journey. Vedo nityam adhiyatam, daily read the Veda. Start from there. And then until the final. It's a very beautiful journey where each quarter is one step. And so 5 verses. So each verse has 8 steps. 5 verses has 40 steps. Each verse has 8 steps because each verse is 4 lines. Each line has 2 steps. The first half and the second half. So like that 40 steps, very, very, really progressively we understand what is a spiritual journey of a person who seeks oneness with the Lord, or who we can say is looking for eternal happiness, which we all are. And so the key to eternal happiness is given in Sadhana Panchakam, and that's why it is also called Upadesha Panchakam. Upadesha, it is a Upadesha, the whole teaching is captured in these 5 verses. What it is all about, the whole journey from an individual standpoint, from the Guru standpoint, from the teacher's teaching standpoint, just very, very comprehensive Upadesha Panchakam. It's also called Sopana Panchakam. Sopana means flight of steps. Yeah. So this progressively you move up. And then finally what? Finally boarding is happening. And the flight is going to take off now. And the waiting time is over. I don't have to remain in transit lounge all the time. Every birth is coming into the transit lounge. Every janma is transit lounge. And until I find my gate and my way, and then a waiting time. Now I found my gate and I have to wait. I have to grow. I know where I'm going, but it's taking time. It will. Prioritize, reprioritize, reshuffle. Consciously make this more and more until I reach the boarding and the takeoff is inevitable. So this is the beautiful message of Sadhana Panchakam, Upadesha Panchakam, Sopana Panchakam. A great gift we have here from one more gift to really look into from Adi Shankara, to look into it in our own lives.